Hello everyone, it's Nen from Insightful Vibrations. Thank you so much for tuning into this channel. Thank you for liking and sharing our videos and for subscribing to the channel. This is your forecast for the week of June 12th to 18th, 2017. And we will begin with a general overview for all signs, and then we will go into each zodiac sign's potential using the Lenormand Gilded Reverie deck. Well, astrologically and otherwise, we have a much better week. We start off with Venus in Taurus. Venus, of course, rules Taurus and is very comfortable and happy there. And so you can see all kind of Venetian things really being sweet. And that includes money-making potential and romance. So when it comes to romance, people who are looking for more reliable relationships or to solidify a relationship, to create more long-lasting bonds, more sensual experiences, this is definitely a week for that. So be confident that you'll be charming enough, because we also have the moon trining Venus. And when the moon is in a trine configuration with Venus, we see a lot of emotion, but we also see a lot of charm and beauty in people. We see kindness in people. We see generosity as well, and a softness about people as well. But it can also be good for artistic and creative and sports and politics and those other kinds of endeavors that really require more right brain activities. Now we've also got Saturn squaring Chiron, which means that people will tend to be critical this week, which doesn't really jive well with Venus and Taurus, but all you have to do is be extra diplomatic. Okay, so there's no point in holding back on criticism where it's warranted, but you have to be diplomatic, because we also have aspects to Neptune where it's going to make us very sensitive this week. So we'll have our antennas up high, and we'll feel a lot that is not even said. So even the slightest criticism will seem to be turned inward, and so you want to deliver it with care and respect. And of course, we also have Saturn in a trine configuration with the North Node, which means anyone who wants to travel, engage in sports or politics will also be blessed this week. So I think it's really, really wonderful. We also have Jupiter trine Mercury, and Mercury is in Gemini right now, and that's a happy place because Mercury rules Gemini. So we can look for an increase in communications. We can actually look for an increase in the quality of communications as well, and the ability to see the bigger picture and sway people to our point of view with words. So if you're using words for healing, such as in affirmations, or you're delivering, positive, sort of life-affirming, sentences to people for healing purposes, this could work out very, very well this week. And if you're writing or communicating or doing presentations or giving sales pitches, this is a wonderful, wonderful time for that as well. And now we also have, the Sun in Gemini, which is, bringing out childlike feelings in all of us. It's bringing out that joviality and sometimes even duality. So you may find that people switch gears really quickly this week because they're, trying to do the Gemini thing really unknowingly or unwittingly. And the Sun is trine Jupiter, which means that we are going to be happy-go-lucky. So that just adds to that good, fortunate, generous sort of feel. And some of you who are trying to become famous may actually succeed. Now, with the Sun squaring Neptune, some people may feel not only overly sensitive, but also a little insecure. And then we have, some aspects between Saturn and Pluto that may cause a little bit of issue with coping with your own power. So, don't overuse your power if you're in a situation where you're in a power position over someone else or something else. But also don't underuse it. Try to achieve a balance where you're exercising your duties, but always with respect and just the right amount of authority. With the Sun squaring, the Sun opposing Saturn, we may sort of feel some long outstanding issues finally have to be dealt with. Okay, it's no more procrastination, no more extensions, no more, and we have to just play on the energy we have this week, because it will be high energy. And instead of, bouncing around a beach volleyball, maybe we can just put our nose to the grindstone for one more week, and really, make good on obligations and promises that we should have done a long time ago. But the week looks absolutely fabulous. It looks, charming and friendly, and there's a lot of beauty, and business opportunities as well will be abounding. Just watch your words. Make sure you're sensitive to others around you, and you should have a wonderful week. So now, going on to your individual sign. Capricorn, you are absolutely worrying about nothing. Look at the cloud card, number 6. There may be confusion or uncertainty or, setbacks, delays, but you really do not need to worry. Worry is like a prayer for what you don't want, they say. So, look at the sun card. You've got a beautiful sun card there to make sure that things will go okay. And also the sun brings illumination. It brings illumination to secrets. So if you are involved in something that you shouldn't be involved with, be careful, because this week it could be coming out into the open. With the book there and the snake there could be some kind of, an affair that comes to your knowledge. Maybe a love triangle. Maybe your business partner hasn't been faithful to you. Maybe you realize your child's been into something mischievous. There could be a lot of revelations this week. So stay on course and keep your usual cool head. But again, you get that rumbling worry feeling, and it just is not necessary. So get some fresh fruit and smoothies in you, and just stay composed and stop worrying. I feel that this week there's going to be a lot of money for you, Capricorn, and you're such a great builder of wealth. You work from the bottom up, one brick at a time, and you've got a building, and then you've got an empire, and then so on and so forth. And this is what this ring and the fish represent. It basically represents the fact that you have new commitments coming in, new obligations, new contracts, and new money opportunities. These could be in creative endeavors especially. So for those of you who are in anything creative where you have to use a lot of right brain kind of activity, and skills, architecture, art, painting, even energy healing, all those kinds of things will be very, very well poised for advancement this week. You do have the snake, though, number 7 card, and that basically says watch out for competition. Make sure your ideas are protected. Make sure that you know what your competition's up to as well, because the book also talks about knowing what's going on around you, because once you're informed, knowledge is power, they say. So I believe that. I believe that it can alleviate your worries. Once you know what's going on, then you can take proactive steps. But worrying is just basically using negative emotion to make things more confusing and just to waste your time. So stop that, Capricorn, because you've got love coming in as well, and you don't want to waste it on negative emotions. You've got new love coming in. In fact, you may have more than one fish in the sea, so you may have a lot to choose from. But I feel that the person this week that will captivate your attention will be someone with whom you have children, or someone who has children. And I feel that if you're in a committed relationship already, it may move to the next step, or simply a greater bond will happen. But if you are just meeting someone new, which is also a prospect for many Capricorns, then, you look to this relationship being very, very interesting and, convoluted. There may be other competitors out for the person you have your eyes on, but you know what? Stay the course, because you Capricorns are good at that. And while I see these fish in the sea, I just need to remember to tell you about what I forgot to tell you in my general forecast this week, and that is that Neptune is turning retrograde on June 18th. And Neptune, being that watery planet, planet of illusion and sometimes deception and self-deception, we don't want to be deluding ourselves as to what the real situation is. So we have to be careful and really be alert to all possibilities. Do our homework, do our research, etc. Because it's like looking through water. Nothing's really clear. Everything seems distorted, and you don't really know what you're looking at sometimes. And this is not a tendency just for this week, but these, this retrograde period for Neptune will go right up until November 23rd, 2017. And, Capricorn, it'll make us more empathic, more sensitive to people's vibes. So you will be able to hone your intuition, increase your psychic powers. And if there's classes you wanted to take, get to it, because this is a really great time. And Capricorn, before I go, please be reminded to watch the video for your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign, because they will give you a more collective picture of your week. But looking at what's here, you may be a little playful in more ways than one. There's money coming in, there's love coming in, there's bonding happening, there's good things happening with children as well. But watch out for those secrets. Take care.